Boa mundo, if you can see me underneath my scarf. I have mittens on and it is cold today, although once again it is warmer out here than it actually is in the house. Story's got big cuddly thick jumpers on, scarf, hat and we are heading out. We're heading up the hill to Santa Combadão, but first of all let's see what the temperature is saying. It is saying 12 degrees. It feels colder than that. We're not being wimps. It smells smoky out here as well from everyone burning all their fires. We are heading up to Santa Combadão to replace the gas canister for our cooking, and it is the one that ran out, so we're going to replace it. We don't actually need it yet because they usually last about 6 months. Rather than having an empty one sitting around, we like to keep it topped up. And if we don't do it before we go back to England, we might forget, so we're just going to do it now and get that little task done. If you watched the weekend vlog, you will already know that we have booked our ferry back to England. So that's another reason why we're going out just now, because Eden's vet is in Santa Combadão and she has to be booked in for her travel. She has to be booked in to the vet and they have to administer the worming treatment. After that's been done, she has to enter England within 5 days. So that's how that works, and that's also why we're kind of not taking our time getting back to England, just because Eden is on that timeline. On the way back from England, there's no time limit. We'll probably do a longer trip when we come back to Portugal, but right now we're just gonna do one night in France before getting the ferry over back to England. Hello. We've got one happy baby in the back there. You excited for your travels? Your upcoming travels? Yeah, it's gonna be fun, isn't it? What are you up to? Story's in a very good mood because she had a nice long morning nap today. She had a nice lunch as well. She had a nice hot lunch and she had extra chickpeas and a biscuit. So she's full up, she's rested. Yeah, she's just generally happy right now. The world is looking quite pretty out there this afternoon. We just arrived at the vet, but they are for shadow. And we've got the closed sign up.
It's open again at 3 o'clock.
Oh, right, okay.
So in half an hour.
Joe's just gone to get the gas bottle. Just doing the swap over. We're at the little petrol station in Santa Combadão. Gulp. I think it's about 25 euros for the canister. And then we're going to go and grab a hot drink and something to eat. Jay and I haven't actually eaten any lunch today and it's 2:45 in the afternoon. Okay?
Yep.
How much?
25.
Ah, exactly 25.
Exactly, yeah.
Come on then. You look very cosy in there, Story. You look like a little flower pot girl. I really love this little hat and scarf set that Story's got. This was a gift, a birthday gift from Margarita, and it just suits her. It just looks so sweet, and the colours, everything is so lovely about it. I love it.
Story's enjoying her biscuit in the cafe. Story's trying to look up over the table there at our food. You've got your own food, Story. Sasha's got a mint tea, I've got a coffee, some croissants and toast. And just like that, we are done with food. Although you've been left rather unsatisfied, haven't you?
No, the croissant was nice. It had seeds all the way through it. But I did have wandering eyes.
Yeah, you wanted more.
Nothing else tempted me though, it was all beige.
We're just taking a little wander back to the car now. There's the pretty street with no one in it. That could make a wonderful Christmas street, couldn't it?
Yeah.
They could really do something with that, couldn't they? This interesting building is for sale. Wonder how much work is in that. Probably quite a lot.
Yeah, it looks like a film set building.
It does. Hello, little dog. Just come to take a closer look at this building, and it is huge. I think it's quite difficult to get the scale of it, but look at that. Goes all the way up. That is a lot of work.
I think it's 2 houses though, because you've got, that says number 15, that's a 17.
I'm presuming you'd get the whole building though.
I don't know.
Look at that ancient looking door. This is the same door knocker that we have on our house actually, this little hand. What have you seen?
There's a for sale sign on this side as well, so it is the entire building.
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, you get all that then. I wonder how much it cost.
Balcony.
Yeah. It's right opposite the church as well. Sacha's asked me to have a look in the garden. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. I can't even look, I'm just looking with the camera. We're going to go back to the vet now to book Eden's appointment. They have 2 receptionists that work there. One of them speaks really good English, the other one speaks no English at all. So I never quite know if I'm going to need to brush up my skills when I go in there, but I'm quite confident that I can make this appointment order without any problems. Isn't that car? Sounds like a tractor. Those cars, I've only ever seen them in Portugal, and they're called micro cars, and they really sound like they're about to explode, don't they? A bit like you. It's like a little 3-cylinder engine. It looks like you can't even go on a motorway with it. Gets people around.
Oh, well, it looks like the veterinary office is still shut. Oh well, that's a shame that we couldn't get that done, because then that would have been a nice little well-rounded trip out with a few tasks ticked off, but never mind. We will have to return in the next couple of days to book that in.
Alright, I think it's time for your nap, isn't it? Alright, Bottle, I'll see you in about 6 months. Whee! That was not long enough, Eden. Was that exciting to see Eden run outside and go straight back in? She's a silly dog, isn't she? It absolutely stinks out here. Everyone's been burning bits and pieces of rubbish over the last couple of days, but before it smelt like branches and wood, now it just smells like burning tyres and clutch and friction dust. That's horrible. Looking quite pretty though, in a spooky kind of way. Some afternoon light there coming down over the garden. This door. Right, I'm going to do something gross. I'm going to pick up Eden's poos. They've been accumulating. Recently we've just been letting Eden run out in the garden because it's too cold to go out there and monitor her. But today I noticed she was eating something at the end of the garden. I ran outside in my dressing gown and she was eating one of her own poos. Now that is disgusting and it needs to be dealt with, so I'm going to go and make sure there's no more grossness going on out here. I just checked the timer on the camera and I've been picking up dog poo for the last 6.5 minutes. It's all sorted now though. I noticed that going across the garden in a sweeping pattern was the best way to get rid of that minefield that has been created in the garden in just a couple of days. Also, look at this poor supply of wood. No! It's going to be cold in the house if I don't get that replaced soon. I'll get my landlady to order some of those tonight. A couple of days ago I was upstairs and I mentioned that we ordered some Bitcoin, and a few of our viewers messaged and said they'd also been ordering some Bitcoin recently. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a digital currency that has been around for a while now, but only just recently is it really picking up speed in the news because people are seeing how valuable each coin is. But in the spirit of documenting our journey, I wanted to kind of mention the reasons why we're getting into it and the reason why we bought some. I honestly think that the technology behind this new thing, which isn't actually new, will change the world. Even next year, it's going to make a massive impact. So much so it could be as big as the internet boom when it first came out years back. Everyone was confused about it, but now it's a part of everyday life. I honestly think the future of money and the future of the way we do business is all going to be centered around decentralization, which is basically what Bitcoin is about. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I just wanted to make a record of this part of our life where we can see big changes coming, and we want to be part of it because I think it's good, especially for developing countries and parts of the world where it's more difficult to kind of stay in charge of your currency or to start a business. A lot of change is coming in the world, and Sacha and I feel quite confident and quite good about being part of that. Just Google it, look up what Bitcoin is, how it started, and just how interesting it is. It really is an interesting subject. We've been talking about it pretty much every day for the last month, and we've known about it since we were way back in Thailand, and it's just a huge movement, and I thought it'd be worth mentioning so we could keep a record of when we actually got involved. The world of technology is always moving at a really quick pace. It's very difficult to keep up most of the time, and certain phases of technology come and go, and I don't have any interest in them, but I think this is going to be something nobody's going to be able to ignore. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about, just remember I said it here. I'm getting involved. The outdoors is looking pretty as ever. Hello, you long thing. Look how big you are now. You off to bed? Say night night. Night night. Before I go to the kitchen to make dinner, I just wanted to show everybody our new website. It's all up and running now. We're just going to type in 8milesfromhome.com. Get it right. And then voila! At the moment we're trying to keep it really simple so that anybody who goes on our site can go straight to the calendar bit, because we are going to improve the whole site in general afterwards, but for now we just wanted nobody to get lost when they go on there. This is it. So if you're looking for a 2018 calendar, consider our one. It's quite easy to get. Click that order now button and go through with it. I think so far, because we did an early run for our 8milers, there are now 41 copies left out of the 45 that we had for sale. So hopefully you like it. We do. Check it out. Story has now gone to bed. Eden has got her dinner out, and we're going to start making our dinner. Good old 3-bean chilli tonight. I did promise that we are going to make a 3-bean chilli video, so I'm just going to quickly film that now and put it on our Patreon page for our 8milers to check out, because you've been asking for it, and then I'll resume filming after that. So see you in a bit. Boom. And there we go. It's all made. That didn't take long, did it, Sash?
Nope.
Actually, even in real life it didn't take long. Looking forward to this.
Before we go and eat, I found that house that we saw for sale in Santa Combadale. It's online, and it is only €100,000 for all of that property. It's quite incredible, really. It's 10 bedrooms, but it needs an awful lot of work doing on it. This is what it looks like. Look at those beautiful windows. So if you had some cash to do up a property, it could be lovely. Here it is. That's where Jay and I were standing earlier, looking up at it. Quite impressive. Me and Jay are going to go and eat our dinner now with the log fire. It's burning and making the living room lovely and warm. And I'm going to end the vlog for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, hit the thumbs up button. And don't forget to check out the links to see how you can become part of our prize draw that we're doing this month. Not long at all now until someone wins a 7-night stay in Portugal. So check out the links to see how you can get involved in that, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. All right, let's go and eat.